Hi, my name is Mike with MindPractice, and I'm just going to go over briefly. I'm not going to do a super deep dive on the MindPractice app. So the goal of the MindPractice is to support private psych practices and areas that EHRs kind of fall short. So EHRs are great at documentation, storing, notes, doing billing, insurance, things like that. But where it falls short is in operations, marketing, lead management. So that's where we come in to fill the gap. So we don't replace EHRs. What we do is we sit right next to them, and we currently are in the process of integrating with a few EHRs, AdvancedMD, IntakeQ, and Tebra. So this is our application. It's built on the Go High Level platform. And so it's a CRM pretty much on steroids. So it does a lot of things in here. So, some of the things we have is your typical CRM, email, text messaging. It has opportunity pipelines, which I'll get into here. There's websites. There's a lot of automation. It takes payments, reputation management, the list goes on and on. So those are the key things in here. So what you're looking at over here is the dashboard where you can come in. This is a quick, easy way just to look at like how many intakes have come in, where they came from, referrals, scheduled, denied, intakes per day. Now, one thing to keep in mind is that this is all customizable. This is just a default that we have. So we can do quite a bit of customization with all of the accounts. It just depends on your needs. But we do have a template and a base like starting configuration that we do with all of our clients. And then from there, it's all about meeting the needs of your specific practice. So the dashboard in here, we can customize it. I'm just going to dive right into the opportunities. Actually, let me show this how this is going to work. So we have a demo website over here, and this is something that we deploy. This website is free. It's included. And, you can go to this website, demo.mindpractice.app, to look through it. But what I'm going to do is I'm just going to focus on become a patient. So this is our application. And what we do is that in our application, I'm just going to say for myself, we have screening questions. These screening questions is what your practice decides. We don't decide it for you. We provide recommendations, but ultimately you guys have a say. So we try to keep it around 5-6 screening questions. Think of these as hard no's, like you do not accept patients if they do XYZ or if they answer XYZ. Then we get into the different services that might be interested, the reason for a visit, a little message from them, and then we take their demographics. So these demographics are the ones that typically all EHRs will require because we are inserting the information into the EHR. We're going to ask the most common questions. This here is how will you be paying for a visit? I'm just going to click on insurance. So from here, depending on what insurances you offer, your drop down would be customized to your practice. And then we collect the insurance information. And then if they have a secondary, then we can go ahead and just put in this information as well. Because secondary is kind of like an outlier, we just make it an input box. They can just type it in. So from here, they can upload their insurance card, driver's license, and then these are some consents. So after the application gets submitted, then what happens is that it gets put into a pipeline. So this is your standard traditional pipeline, sales pipeline. Again, this can be customized for you, how you want this to work. This is just a starting point. So any application that just gets completed gets in this new lead. And what we do is that you're able to follow along your process or your workflow in your office on here. So I'm just going to open up, let's just open up here, Susan Moore. These are all fake names, so there's no worry about HIPAA or PHI. So in here, we have different information. I'm just going to click on hide empty fields because let's see what this looks like here. Okay, so I'm going to open it because these are temp data that we dumped in here, so it's not completed. But anyways, you'll be able to see all the answers that are filled out, that they completed the application on here. And then, there's additional information if you get into like, this is the payment information on here. This is uploads if they've uploaded the cards. And then if they filled out the contact form on the website, it's just a brief thing that we have connected to here. So with this, you have the ability to move people down the pipeline. We can set automations. So if certain cards move from certain stages, different notifications can go off between office staff or even patients themselves, right? So we have a few different pipelines that we offer. One is open tickets. This is going to be for like things like medication refills, customer support requests. It's to keep track of everything, because what happens is that a lot of times existing patients, this is generally for follow-up patients or existing patients that have follow-up appointments, they have different needs in here. So we want to make sure we keep track of everything, so the office staff is not having 1,000 sticky notes on their computer. And there's a nice, easy way that anyone can pick it up and saying, oh, these are all appointment issues. And, you can put in here any notes that are particular to that situation in here. And then we have opportunity routing has to do with some automation part, but I'm just going to get into TMS sales. So if you have a TMS program, these are all the different stages for a TMS, typically what happened in a TMS sales pipeline. And then if you have patients, typically you're going to go here from the prior auth to the mapping and treatment, on hold, graduated, right? And then Spravato is going to be very similar. So contact patient, schedule, eval schedule, consultation, complete, follow with patient, decline. So again, these are customizable to how you want your workflow to be. The other thing over here, what we're looking at is on the marketing side, we have a thing called snippets. And so with these snippets, these are the most common type of communication with patients. So these are templates. Whether you use our system or another, these templates are available to you. If you don't use it in here, we just give you a Google Doc and you can copy and paste. So for instance, you might have a denial. This would be a text message that goes out because we don't accept their insurance. These are all placeholder tags, and these automatically get changed out. And so, again, you can write this how you want. And then you can have different folders to keep things organized. So we have billing, front office, new patient application. So in the new patient application, it's a little bit more thorough because that's where a lot of the communication takes place. And then if you get into going back over here, let me go back over here. You go into front office. These are typical things: discharge letter, refill request, reschedule appointment, send address. So it's just to make things a lot faster and easier. So if you're using another communication platform, most likely you have templates or snippets, whatever you want to call it. If not, you definitely should be using them. So, going back into the other parts of our marketing is we provide content for you guys. We don't manage your social media, but what we do is that we provide the content so you can take it and customize it. So this is like a New Year one that's going out, graphic. You put this on there, and then you can just schedule it on here. So someone on your team would actually manage this. The other thing too that we have in here is reputation management. So with the reputation management, this is to monitor Google reviews, to send requests out for the reviews. This is a demo account, so there's no like live one in here. I'm just showing you guys the features. What we generally do with the reputation management is we ask the providers to send us the front office patients that we want to request a review. The goal is if you send 40, 50 reviews a month, I think that's a good amount, because you'll probably get back, let's say you do 50, you're probably going to get back 20. So, if you're doing 20 new reviews per month, that's pretty good. So I'd say that's a very healthy review count. And once you get to the 300, 500, it kind of tapers off a little bit, but that's where you want to get to. Like 300 is like the delta or the minimum that I'd like practices to see. So with this also too, we can have our website. So just like the website, the demo website on here, it's pretty easy. If you just log in here, you can go to websites. You can go ahead and edit these pages. I'm not going to get into that. But the other thing too that I did want to talk about is we can collect payments. What we can do also is we can do forms. So if we had different forms like an ROI form or credit card authorization, you can send it from here. So because sometimes patients don't have like charts yet, you might want to send out some documentation on here. So we can go ahead and send this out on here. So this is really just kind of a quick overview of the MindPractice app. If you would like a deep dive more, go ahead and contact me. What you can do is that you can go to mindpractice.app on the website, and then what you're going to do is click on Discovery Call, and from here you can go ahead and choose a date and time of your choosing, and then once you have this, if you're already in there from an existing practice, just you can just fill out whatever, to be honest. And then we can go ahead and get a call scheduled. So if you have any questions, reach out to me. I'd love to hear from you. Thank you.